Well, the mustache thing, we must have had an early in the month drill and a late in the month drill. It was almost 2 months, and my handlebars got kind of big, and there wasn't a real your mustache couldn't come below the bottom of your upper lip, but nothing said it couldn't go straight out. And then they changed the rules, but there was still nothing said they couldn't point straight out. And so I showed up at inspection with two little horns on my mustache. Needless to say, I got KP, but everybody was really proud of me. We trained a lot in the White Sands Missile Base in New Mexico, and when we weren't in good enough shape, they made us run out there from the base. It was 20 miles, and then we did training after that. And every day it was by 9 o'clock, if you touched your M14, your hand sizzled in any metal part. Then it got hot, and they had compassion. They bused us back to Fort Bliss, and we got in our World War II barracks with no air conditioning to cool off. And just before the sun came up again, it got down to 90 upstairs in the barracks. So and then Fort Huachuca was in the fall, so the weather that's in the desert too, but the weather was a lot better. The reason I left the Lowry Air Force Base was that we had brand new equipment. This is 1970, and we were using World War II equipment in North Dakota. Something told me to get your free pass to Southeast Asia, you need to be trained on new equipment. And anyway, around early January 71, I transferred out of there, and by February 1, they were the 3rd unit in the United States sent to Vietnam. There was Guard or Reserves. So I missed the ticket to Southeast Asia, luckily. The war nobody wanted, nobody cared about, and we did get called up a number of times. First one was a riot in North Dakota, I think the only one we ever had, called Zip to Zap. And we had 5,000 National Guard guys watching 3,000 people that camped on Main Street of Zap, North Dakota.
Wow.
And anyway, right after that happened, we had the flood of '69, and I was called up for 3 weeks. We had no levees or nothing in Valley City, and 24/7 we made levees and dikes and hauled clay and so on. There was a riot at Denver University, and for 3 weeks I was called up. The rioters were on one side and we were on the other side. And every place if you were a state call-up, not a federal, you got a real fantastic pay. Whether you were a private or a colonel, if you weren't full-time, you got $10 a day. And $10 a day, even in 1969 or 70, did not exactly pay your bills. But we did get our 3 squares a day and a cot to sleep on. But then there was more surprise call-ups. There was riots all over the country, and we'd have surprise call-ups and see how fast you could be assembled for the next riot that was going to happen, and so on. Finally, I got out a little over 6 years later.